What is your opinion of women in combat roles in the military?
So, we bring different platforms to the fight, and there are different ways to lead and serve in combat. And I was barred from it. So when I was a pilot in the 80s, I flew C-141's transport planes. I couldn't fly airdrop because that would be combat, even though women soldiers could jump out the back. So we really didn't have all the laws straightened out. Yet now when you don't really know where the front lines are, it doesn't mean I wasn't shot at, I just couldn't shoot back. I think it was kind of difficult. But I think you'll hear stories, if you can do your part, when you get into those situations, the stressful situations, and you're under duress, you just need to know the person next to you is competent to do what they need to do. Yes, ma'am?
There are women now in the Strategic Air Command?
Yes.
Okay.
In the Air Force, women do everything but about 2 things. And actually, they just opened up, that's true, because Secretary Jim just opened it up. They can be parajumpers as well. In fact, the sergeant at our airfield went and tried out for that. There have been women fighter pilots since '93. We've had women Thunderbirds, women Blue Angels, women fly-off carriers since the 90s. I know in the ground forces, there's been more discussion about it, and the bottom line has got to be competence. Can you do what needs to be done? Can I count on you? And I think as long as you can, that's what we're looking at. And then that's why I know the Marines and the Army are looking at that really closely. And so what kind of happens, and this is sort of what I started realizing as a young officer, is when we study groups of people, they tend to classify people. So I class of people, women can't. And I kind of say, which women? Is every woman less capable than every man? And so once you start saying, can you do it? I think that helps us objectify it a bit more. Now, again, I'm not naive because part of this is about relationships and camaraderie, right? But I will tell you, I have a lot of colleagues who absolutely, admire and follow the women they serve with, and they've helped each other out, whether it's from the Army helicopters and on the ground or fighter pilots. There's an A-10 pilot in OIF that the Army, and she was renowned in the Army, when they could hear her voice on the radio, they felt better because she was a really good shot. And because that's what it comes down to. Can you pull your weight? And I just feel that the camaraderie is tremendous. And this generation is really interesting. So when I went to the academy, it was pretty overt and about people saying you don't belong here, you're going to lower standards, what's wrong with you? Women can't do that, so that if you could do that meant there's something wrong with you. I mean, it was kind of crazy, right? It was shocking to a young person. I didn't see that coming. This is not what it's like now. In this generation, I don't think.
But do you think it's hard for yourself and other women in the military, say such as the mid-90s when you have Speaker of the House, now former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, say women should not be in combat roles because they get infections in ditches. Do you think that's demotivating, without getting political, do you think that's demotivating for other women in the military, or you just learn to ignore that and focus on mission?
Yeah, I mean, that you let it roll off, and it's kind of shocking. And I occasionally will say to people, well, just explain to me exactly what standard I lowered, And I don't mean to sound too brazen because it's a bit shocking, but that's where, if it's your calling, and here's the thing about military service, and we're not perfect, right? But we aren't compensated monetarily the way others are. That's not why we do this. People really want to serve, I see it now with our LGB colleagues, and I'll be talking to them, and all they want to do is be excellent. All they want to do is be respected and serve their country. And how can you hate that, So in a way, the military has always been a little more socially liberal, if you will, because we're integrated, we just need to work together, because ultimately, people really are purposeful at the end of the day and kind of hang in there. So, it hurts, don't get me wrong. I mean, a former chief of staff of the Air Force said that, I just can't see women as killers, and I was feeling such that I was going to show him.